So today we'll be talking about trends that we'll be expecting in 2022. But of course, we'll look at our individual experience in 2021, how it went. Was it beneficial? Was it fruitful? Was it better than 2020? Our progress and all that, and then what to expect. And then I would like to share with us some tips that will really help you. One thing I'm not going to do in 2022 is that I'm not going to push anyone. Everybody is entitled to taking their own financial decision. One of the reasons why they tell you to what do you call it? That it's not a financial advice, so that nobody will come and say, it's you that told me to buy this, or it's you that told me to do this, and then I lost money and all that. In fact, anybody that puts pressure on you to buy a particular coin, like put so much pressure on you to buy a particular coin, probably has some sort of motive, really. Because in this space, there is nothing, every single person, no matter how pro the person is, in fact, there's something like 100% professional in this space, because the market can decide to go south and boom, your portfolio dips. So there is nothing with all your fundamental knowledge, technical knowledge, the market can decide to go south on you. So everyone, no matter how pro the person is in his or her research, would always give you room to make your decisions. And personally, as much as I have a paid community, like I would always say, I prefer to teach. I prefer to teach and all that. I don't even really like the whole marketing thing. It's very tasking. So I prefer to teach and explain, which is what I'll pay attention to. But what I won't do is try to push people to learn what they need to learn. Now, this crypto space is very super broad. It's getting broader. And if you spent this 2021, without learning the basics for yourself, I still have seen people having issues using something as simple as Trust Wallet. I'm going to try to really structure how the things you're going to learn next year, if you're in any of the communities, paid, free, or whichever one. I'm going to structure it. But it's really amazing that between 2020 and 2021, some people still don't know how to use Trust Wallet. And then some of them actually claim to be very, they claim to be pros in this space. And then so many things happened in 2021. So many things happened. NFT hypes, the Web3 gaining the Web3 gaining, what they call it, more people getting into it. Can you hear me? Can any of you hear me? Can you hear me clearly? All right, okay. We had the NFT hype, we had NFTs being bought and sold for ridiculous amount of prices. And we had the emergence of so many NFT markets that personally, I think it's a bit overrated, because some of those NFTs might never sell, but NFTs will play a very huge role in play to earn. Then we started seeing AXS pushed gaming into the limelight, put play to earn to the limelight. Like before we knew it, AXS moved from $3 all the way to over $100. Solana, which is popularly known as the Ethereum killer, because it's trying to solve the issue of scalability. If you are, I know some of you here might be actually be new to the space. So by by January, if you're not in my premium group, only those for my premium group, I'll organize a basic class for them, a very much basic class for them, those in the premium trading and investment group. But if you're not there, because I shared this link to the Crypto Jobs group, so those ones will receive a very basic class. So NFTs will play an important role in the play to earn space and also in the metaverse. But NFTs in themselves, like personally, I was sharing with, also talking to my husband yesterday, and I pointed out the fact that NFTs in themselves might not really stand so much, because especially when it comes to like pictures, unless the picture is like a rare stuff and I really want to spend, or maybe it's by celebrity or something, and then I want to own that art. But when it comes to having copyrights over your music, your book, NFTs will really play a role there, because you can say only me owns this book in the whole world. And of course, you can sell your music without having copyright issues. You can sell your books without having copyright issues. But pictures have to be based on, I really like this picture. There's nothing beyond aesthetic value and the fact that an ownership, pictures doesn't really offer anything extra. But if it's for music, if it's for books and videos, you can say, okay, yes, they offer something extra, because in those books, there are extra information, extra value to get. In the music, you can play the music over and over again. In the videos, you can play your videos over and over again and stuff like that. So NFTs need extra use cases attached to them, which is why play to earn space would use them. You can't really you can't really play your games in the NFT, in the play to earn space, in the gaming space, without NFTs. Same for like in Metaverse too, you will need it. You will need NFTs too. So that is where NFTs will play a role. So when you start looking at NFT marketplaces, I feel there are just too many of them. Unless they're bringing something extra on board, then you can. So when you see a coin, when you see a coin out there, and what they're offering you, the only thing they're offering is a marketplace, then I don't think it really sell for a long time, unless they bring something extra on board. So what you should do in this scenario, I'm just trying to give you 18 or two that would help you make your best picks next year. So when you see a coin and they tell you their use case is what do they call it? Is an NFT marketplace. Look for their roadmap. Now I'm talking to people that actually really want to invest, make an actual investment. Let me see if I'm going to share my screen. Let me share my screen. Now, the next thing you should do is to look at their roadmap and see if they are bringing anything on board, anything extra on board. Personally, I'm not going to pursue, of course, I'm not going to pursue hype. Many people lost money to, shitcoins gave people money this year, a lot. And the funny thing was that when the whole shitcoin craze was going on, it seemed like those people, the OGs, the people that are trying to say they are gurus in this space, like they don't know what they are doing when they refuse to dive into so many shitcoins. It seems like they don't know what they are doing. But the truth is, most persons that made money from the hype, from the NFT, from the shitcoin hype, they lost it back to the market. Because of what? They have no idea on, they lack ideas on how to sustain the wealth, the sudden wealth they got. So they lost everything back to the market because they kept on buying more and more shit coins. Some shit coins did well, some dumped and dipped, went deeper, way even below that you can even expect. So at the end of the day, knowledge will pay you a lot, and having good investment sense will really help you. Take it from me. Portfolio management will really help you. Sometimes it seems like when you tell people that there's some things you need to pay attention to before you invest in a coin, it seems like you're wasting your time and all that. But it will help you in the long run. We're entering this 2022 will have be a year for the metaverse, Web3, gaming. Now, NFTs will play a role in all these things. On its own, it might not really stand. But in NFT, in metaverse, in gaming, Web3, it will really play a role. Let me use okay, now this is CoinMarketCap. Now CoinMarketCap has integrated, I think they integrated a swap. So most like bet, if you, these days it's raining airdrops up and down. You know, I really regretted not using OpenSea. I used Rarible to mint NFT. I used Binance. Of course, I ran away from anything to do with Ethereum. I used other, what do you call it? Other chains more this year, more than I used Ethereum because of the ridiculous gas fees. Unless I had to, like when I had to claim my the airdrop from what do you call it? I think 1inch, I think the third set of airdrops they gave and all. But if it wasn't called for, I didn't really bother about it. So, but then OpenSea gave airdrop, and you know now it's Ethereum, it's a bit on Ethereum blockchain. So, and CoinMarketCap have integrated a swap. CoinMarketCap integrated a swap into their stuff. So maybe you should also try to use their swap and all. Let me go to, let me see. Yeah, so like I was saying, one of the reasons now, you know how the crypto space is. When something starts doing well, everybody gets into it, and it becomes a thing of which one is now good, or which one is now real good, which is now worth it. Because very soon now, if you look at the metaverse space, that we're now having all manner of projects claiming to be metaverse. We now have all manner of projects claiming to be metaverse, or even claiming to be a gaming project. So if you know every rule that applies to picking out a good project on a normal day, from the team to the roadmap to the quantity supply, seriously, I don't see why anybody should go and buy a token under the tag of that has 1,000 billion quantity. It doesn't make sense, because that coin was already from foundation was built not to thrive. Even Bitcoin has only 21 million, and then you know a coin out there has 1,000 billion. I won't even try it. Personally, I won't try it. But then we have tons of coins out there that have 1,000 billion quantities, and then you see the price probably at 0.00, and then you imagine in your head when the price gets to $1, I'll be a rich man. Like that's not happen. That's the truth. And then as a promise of bond, why put in a bonding mechanism when you should have created a smaller quantity in the first place? They tell you it's for the community. We want to include the community, we want to include more people and all that. But tokenomics, the economics of that token, which is like tokenomics, is not built to actually give people profit. If you really want to help your community, you should do something that wouldn't just dump on them tomorrow. You know, the more cryptocurrencies are coming to this space, it means that a lot will be dragging people's attention. If a company wants to really prove themselves, they will go the extra mile to add more value to their product. That's the truth. Take Victoria VR, for example. They've been building underground from throughout this year. Nobody heard about them. They were low-key. Let me show you that Victoria VR. You know, I literally watched them through my husband, like as they were growing up to this point, and they'll be launching next year. They took their time. Their tech is top notch. Now, one thing that most people lack in this space is actually patience. You know, we think that we can't wait. But look at it now. January has come. December has come now too. At the end of the day, we spent 1 year in this space. And then if you look at how much a coin did in 1 year, you realize that if you had waited, remember the reason why you are told to invest what you can afford to lose. One of the reasons is because in this space, holding a coin pays, before you hold a coin, make sure you've done your research on it. Holding a coin pays you much more dividends, much more value than trading and going, trading up and down, trading up and down, trading up and down. It was proven. If you see the 1 year chart of most coins, the top 10 coins, you will see that holding them throughout this year was much more valuable. Of course, there's a place of taking profits, which is why you have to divide your portfolio into your short-term, mid-term, long-term. Know what you're holding long-term. Get into projects early. Yeah, which another time I'm going to point out in this webinar. But let me show you Victoria VR. Victoria VR is one gaming slash mostly metaverse project. Let me show you. They've been focused on building. They were not in a rush to launch Oni token for months. They were just building. For months they were just building. They didn't just bring out tokens. Some projects just come out, launch today, and tomorrow they're talking about the token. And next thing, there's not enough things to sustain that token, and it goes all down the drain. There's a lot that goes into giving value to a token. Some tokens, no matter how much market dips, their dip doesn't go less than a few percentage. For example, now let me show you something. I'm going to also talk about inflation. I'll talk about crypto inflation too, and what you should avoid. But let me show you Victoria VR. I just hope that some of the things I'm saying here will help you in because I want us to just be doing our own personal research and all that, and have a more of an investment mindset and cash out mentality. Cash out will really wreck you. Now they have a token. They just launched their token, but throughout this year they've just been building. Now let me show you. Their supply is just supply is 16 billion, which is still fair. And all of them are, now let me explain this. Let me show you something. Let me see their, let me use this and I'll show you something now. Now, after you've done your research and you find out a product is good, look at their quantity. And when you're looking at the quantity, pay attention to circulating supply, total supply, max supply, and the market cap. Now, the reason is because now this token is going to be it's solid. So far, so good. They've shown signs of being solid. But there's a huge difference between the circulating supply and the total supply and the max supply. Why? Security supply is the amount that now, for now, is in the hands of like, hands of users. Like the wallets, the amount in wallets, the amount people have been trading and all. It means if you minus this 676 million from 16 billion, that's a whole lot, not a supply. Meaning that eventually they have an unlocking process, because people like some persons actually got in, they held a pre-sale earlier this year, and that pre-sale had a vesting period. Vesting period is usually a time when you hold, a period of time when you hold a token before you are allowed to trade the token. Now, this is a way to control, this is a way projects use it to control dumping, pump and dumps. Like, normally if some projects, when they launch, they unlock all the tokens, but it means that they have strategies on ground that will make sure that people don't, as soon as they unload the tokens, like people buy their tokens, they won't just go and sell everything, because they sell everything, the price will dump. Now, the reason why this secondary supply is the difference is very large is because those that bought in pre-sale, especially majority of them actually what they call it, stakes their token, and it will be unlocked next year, I think around March or so. And that means by the time those people unlock, these are the tokens that came in during when they got listed on KuCoin. They got listed on KuCoin. When those people now bring in their own token too, two things will happen. Either the prices even go up more because those people hodled their token, they didn't sell immediately, or people start dumping the tokens. The thing is that inflation will come in. Usually why they tell people not to buy a coin on listing is because coins list at a high price, and they're going to do their IDOs and do lots of land sales and all that. Inflation will come in, and people, there'll be a dump on the price. There are people that try to cash in on the high price. We start losing, and then people will buy in when it dumps and make profit. Now, no matter how good a coin is, when to buy or sell is very important, which is why you have to pay attention to circulating supply, total supply, and max supply. The difference is very important. Now, if circulating supply is almost the same thing as total supply or max supply, then you don't have to pay attention. You don't have to worry about inflation affecting the price of that coin. You don't have to worry about the coin dipping, because those coins that have vesting periods, whereby, or unlocking schedules, some coins actually have unlocking schedules. They unlock them at different times of the year. When they unlock them, some quantity goes into circulation, which will impact the price, either positive or negatively. So always pay attention to that. And then in the metaverse now, excuse me, in the metaverse, let's look at the categories. Now, what really push gaming and metaverse is the Web3. Web3 is powering metaverse and gaming. I know what Web3 is. Web3 is decentralized internet. The internet we are using now, okay, look at the swap feature here, Seth. They're showing here the swap feature. Please, you never can tell. Tomorrow now, you'll say coin market cap gave, what they call it, are giving a dropping, making a dropping airdrops and all that. So maybe you should try out. They have, oh, good. They have Ethereum, BSC, Heco. That's Hobby chain. So you can make some swaps on Ethereum, BSC, or Heco now that it's early, before they decide to do airdrops. Because now they already have what they call it, they already have their diamonds. So it's possible they could do an airdrop in the future. So use their swap feature. And now connect my wallet here, and then use their swap feature and get ready for anything that could happen. I think I shared with my premium community about an airdrop that's coming for people that really spend a lot of gas fee this year. One particular foundation wants to airdrop their token to people that spent a lot of money on gas fees this year. So you see, at the end of the day, it's rain airdrops this year. It's really rain airdrop this year. And then, before I go further, I want to say something. Because of the way the crypto space is really expanding, and the space is decentralized. One thing about decentralized space is that there is no, we are saying, the government will have no control, this, that. Now, the advantage of that is the fact that hacks will be on the increase. Scammers will be on the increase. People are going to come and promise you all manner of stuff. Please, the rules are still the same. The rules have not changed. One thing that will keep you safe in 2022, because I'm telling you, you will say I said so. Scams will be on the increase. Hacks will be on the increase. So your security should be very paramount. Security should be very, very paramount. You should have a trading email separate from your normal email. You should put 2FAs on all your accounts, including your emails. Use Google Authenticator, go to extra levels to secure your account. There is no point losing funds. There's no point losing your money to somebody that no help follow you to work for the money. The rules are still there. Please, if you're going to be getting involved in all manner of airdrops, make sure that your what do they call it? That you have using a wallet different from where you store your funds. Phishing is still happening. Phishing is a kind of hack. They're still using dust attack. Dust attack is the kind of hack whereby some people they drop kind of okay, come on, let me meet this guy. So hacks would be on the increase, like really, really on the increase. Dusting is when they drop some tokens in your wallet. You wake up and say, oh, wow, I have some wallets. I have some coins. I don't even know when you actually engage in those tokens. And then you now click on the tokens, trying to move them, or trying to swap them. Next thing, you've activated the virus, and then they will just empty your account. If you must be in this space, security should be your watchword. Don't dabble in just any airdrop you see. Personally, I don't even fancy it. I prefer airdrops by reputable people. You will see it. I don't really like Telegram airdrops. I don't really like, for real, I don't really like Telegram airdrops. That's another way they hack people a lot. And I prefer those popular airdrops. Those ones are even more meaningful. They give you something reasonable. People have made $10,000, $5,000, $2,000, $1,000 from airdrop. Reasonable airdrop. I even prefer those ones. So it's better for me to go for that. I'm trying to fish $10 airdrop and then I lose my whole wallet to it. So be on the lookout. Be watchful. Be security conscious 2022. If you think there were hacks this year, then you don't know what's coming next year, because there's going to be more, though regulation tries to come into the space. But now the space is still decentralized. So the rules have not changed. The rules of finding reasonable cryptos to invest in have not changed. The rules of security have not changed. So if you keep the principles, you will be profitable at the end of the day. You will make more than you would ever lose. That's the truth. I was going to show us let me see. There's a particular Sun and Mana were two other cryptocurrencies that launched us into the metaverse. ASS launched us into gaming. Sun and Mana, launched us into metaverse. And what actually brought the publicity on metaverse was when Facebook changed their name to Meta. So everybody started to start coming out, but projects were already working on the ground, like that Victoria VR. They were already working on the ground. They even have physical industries, physical places for these machines and all that. And they have what they call this Oculus glass. Oculus glass that you use, Oculus glasses, those glasses that you wear. Let me show you Oculus glass. I know some of us must have gone to, what do they call it? Places like ShopRite or all these gaming centers where they use that Oculus glass. See the Oculus glass, let me show you. You wear it and you are in the gaming place and you're playing your game and playing your game. So this Oculus launches you into a whole world, the virtual world. And you go there, you play games, you do stuff, you build houses, you build a market. Mine is like Boson Protocol. For example, Boson Protocol is it's centralized commerce, e-commerce in the metaverse, because metaverse is that world. It's going to be a virtual world. Many people will live in the virtual world. Companies will be working functioning from virtual world. Like in the virtual world, there's what we call virtual reality, augmented reality, and extended reality. Extended reality is like extending the physical, everything we have here into the virtual world. Like literally running everything we have in the physical, in the virtual world, like you're running it in the physical. For example, there's a company, I think Synergy XR. Synergy XR is a company that provides solutions for other company using extended reality. So the truth is, next year, these things are going to be even more massive, like really, really, really massive. So best thing that you do for yourself is still early to get into some of these tokens, Web3 tokens, Metaverse tokens, gaming tokens. I'm still going to point out a few. And then one thing that will really benefit you next year is getting into tokens early. And that is getting them before they listed, or when they list and you check the prices between their pre-sale price and their listing price, that is their TGE price, and you find that there wasn't much difference, it's still good to get into those coins after you've done your research. So I have a couple of videos. Even Femi, the last time, pointed out some things about how to pick out good tokens. So please go back to those videos and watch them again. Watch them again. Really, this crypto space can give you lots of money. It's like I used to say, it's like blood. It's like official legal blood money, because you don't really work. So you don't work hard for it. Really, you don't really work. Spend your blood trying to do it. If you do it right. So first and first, after a while, I'm going to give us room to ask questions or talk about our year in the crypto space so far. So first thing first, you should have a plan. Check your wallet or your portfolio for 2021, and then how much do you have there? Oh, okay. That's a nice one. Check 2021, how much do you have left? Evaluate your journey. The best way, see, when you don't plan, you are planning to fail. That's the truth. When we say all these motivational speakers are talking plenty, most of that, what they say is the truth. When you don't plan, you're actually planning to fail. If you look at people that are doing well in this space, they actually had a plan. They had a plan. They have a book. They stay updated. They don't just follow any hype. See, like I said, anybody that comes out and start preaching one particular coin for you, because in this space, there's nothing like a particular coin will make you rich. It's not possible. Of course, there's a chance that that coin will make you wealthy, but it should be on a matter of you have a choice. It's not a compulsory stuff. You have a choice to get into it or not. It's your choice, really. It's a choice. whether you want to trade, and please, if you must do margin trading, leverage trading, futures trading, make sure you do with your spare cash. That thing was built to wreck people. You're only enriching the exchanges. You are only, even those that are pros in this space, don't dabble into futures too often. Check them, ask them. They have a lot to go on with their life, to sit down, to start trading and having high BP over futures and margin and leverage. I keep saying this all the time, and I see some people having hope. If I try it one more time, maybe I will blow. What makes you blow is investing over time. That's what makes you blow, not the one way that you got. Anybody that ended 2021 very well with lots of funds in their portfolio, they had a strategy that they ran with throughout the year. Sometimes when I point out some coins in my premium group, most people don't really pay attention to it. And then at the end of the day, it turns out okay. It actually, it does well. Because I try as much as possible to stay away from shit coins. It's my personal principle. Some persons like shit coins. It's okay for them. It's good for them. I won't force you to do whatever you want to do or not to do. So of course, I want to show you from CoinMarketCap, from the categories there. And then there are some that I mentioned in the premium group that are not even listed yet. I remember talking about CDUs. I talked about CDUs a lot in the premium group, and CDUs are finally listed and it's doing well. And I believe it might still do much more. But then there are still other much more Metaverse token, much more gaming tokens, and that will do well. There's still a lot more out there that will do well. So, what did I say? Okay, the first I said was you must have a plan. First of all, how much did you have left in your wallet, in your portfolio this year? Was it $100? Was it $100? Was it $1,000? Are you still in trades? If you're still in trades, evaluate them, check them, go to their handles. Twitter is a place where every project make updates. Twitter is literally the announcement channel for project, and then they give an extended explanation on their Medium handles. So go to their Twitter handles. What's their updates like? What is their plan? Check if they have a roadmap already for 2022. Some projects already have roadmaps into 2022. How much are they working on it? How have they been working on their project throughout the year? Check all of those things, and then know whether you want to continue to hold that project or not. Look at Near, for example. Near is a project that we're just working on the ground and all. I'm going to talk about pre-sales. I'm going to talk about coin lists too. Let's see. So after you finish evaluating your the amount you have left, then decide on how much you are starting the year with. Then select a strategy you will use. For me, for example, now, I don't plan on pursuing for next year now. I have a target for my end of year target. And the way I want to achieve it is, if I'm starting with $100, for example, starting the year, say I'm going to build this $100 now to become $10,000 by the end of the year. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to look for, okay, let's just say I'm starting with $200 so that I can explain it better. $100 will go to coins that are already listed. Of course, I can't use that $100 on more than 2 coins. Though at this point in my life, 1 coin, I'll use it on 1 coin. I will explain the reason why. Then another $100 will go to pre-sale coins, and Now, what I would do, I want to share what I'm telling you now what I would do. The $100 down that is on coins that are already listed, I will look for very cheap coins, not coins that are already like expensive. It's not like those coins that are expensive won't be able to hit 100% anymore. Like Kusama shocked everybody. Kusama moved all the way from $54 and it hit $300. Even at $54, you see like, oh, Kusama is already expensive. But Kusama is a Web3 token. Kusama is a Web3 token. So, of course, it has potential to even grow. If possible, that coin might reach $1,000 safe. But then at this point now, it's expensive. It's not like it won't do well more, but expensive. Just like somebody trying to start bagging Bitcoin at this price. You can bag Bitcoin with your profits, not as your, how would I put it now? The best way to bag Bitcoin is when you make profits, you convert a part of it to Bitcoin. Not you buying Bitcoin expecting to make profit from it. You will wait to hitting 100% you'll be sweating, waiting for it. So I'll look out for cheap coins that are good, that have low security supply. In fact, my plan is it shouldn't be even more than 5 billion in quantity. I used to have 1 billion as my max. If coin is more than 1 billion, I shift. But then I've seen coins like Gala, Blocktopia. They are more than 1 billion. I can up to 10 billion safe. And they are doing well. Excuse me. But my personal limit is 5 billion. I look at what they are offering. Look at their roadmap. Look at their development, their project development. Look at how they operate their communities. Look at so many. Look at how, even if they are going to, if their token, how are they handling it? How are they doing their listings and all? Plans of more listings or major exchanges. Remember, before you buy a coin, make sure you're buying from a coin that has liquidity. What I mean by liquidity is your ability to cash out that coin. Some exchanges are not even built to help you. You buy coin on an exchange to withdraw your money now, wahala. Buy a coin that is reputable, has a reputation in the market. These days, we have exchanges that are getting bigger and bigger, like MXC, like Gates. KuCoin has been doing well. Gates and MXC has been doing well. You know, beyond Binance, there's KuCoin, there's MXC, there's Gates, there's OKEX. These coins are proving these exchanges are proving themselves over time. Please avoid spreading your funds too thin. Now, let me explain what that I meant about I won't come and start spreading $100 in so many coins. Now, you have $100. $100 is about 57,000 naira today in Nigerian currency. And now you want to spread $100 into 10 coins. Please, that is very unwise. You will not hit your targets. If your end of year goal is $10,000 at the end of the year, you will not hit it. Why? Because of poor portfolio management. It's better for you to split that $100 into 2 coins, 2 maximum. For me, say if you use it and buy only 1 coin. Highest, what's come to worst, if you find another spare funds, you buy a second coin. So let's just say, for example, now you want to be really, okay, 2 coins, $50, $50. The reason is because if you spread your funds too thin, chances are those coins will not do well at the same time. Now imagine, take for example now, both of us are, we engaged in the same coin. We bought this coin, for example. Which coin will I use, for example, now? Let me go under the Metaverse category, the ones that are already listed. Now, Mana is really dipping. Turning out to be, Mana will be because if you see what's back Mana, I think their market cap is still 6 billion. Okay. See that number 29. Sandbox, there's still room for 100%, 2x from these tokens. Let me use Okay, coins dipped this evening. No. Coins dipped this evening. But it's okay. Yeah. Wow, this coin was on $12 last week. Lies. What is called? At the end of this, patience. Patience pays off. Okay, let me use Star Atlas for example. So Star Atlas, for example, that's gone down. It's one of the coins I'm holding in the crypto space. It's one of the coins I'm holding in the Metaverse space. Let's look at Star Atlas. It's been on a downward movement. Let's look at Star Atlas. You buy Star Atlas, for example. You buy Star Atlas now. You split your 50. Buy Star Atlas, and then you bought. Let's look at another one. This VRA 2. What's on the street said it to do well. I think I also have VRA. Veracity. The reason why I bought Veracity was because let's look at their information. What is that about again? Oh, let's look at Veracity. Yeah, they're bringing the extra stuff for gamers and all. Then you bought Veracity and you bought, what they call it? You bought the other coin I mentioned. And both of them will not go up at the same time. So imagine spreading your small $100 into 10 coins. If Veracity is doing well, if both of us, if you put in, you bought Veracity, you bought CHZ, you bought, let's just put like you bought 10 of gaming tokens or Metaverse tokens, and I bought only 2. Now, even if one of my tokens do 100%, I made an extra $50. You bought one of those tokens I bought, you only made an extra $10 because you split your $100 into 10 coins, $10 each. You only made extra $10. So I'm like $40 ahead of you. Do not spread small funds too thin. Very important advice for your portfolio management. It's better for you to compound your profits instead of trying to break down small funds. Maybe you should look for spare funds to buy new coins. That way, when you're on profit, when people are saying, I made 100%, please ask them what they bought. Some of them didn't buy any reasonable amount. They didn't buy, maybe they bought like $20 worth of token, and then in next year, one of my strategies too is I won't even be pursuing, unless I bought the coin at pre-sale, maybe via coin list, for example. That's what I'll pursue 10x. Max that I'll pursue on a coin is 50%. I make 50%, I flip. I make 50%, I flip. Because usually where the challenge is when people try to, they're trying so hard. They're waiting for, maybe they heard that somebody, somebody made 20x on a coin. They will not stay. Market dip will not meet you. You will not lose all your progress. I watch so many people cry because they lost all their progress because they had made 100% of their money. In fact, made 200%, but somehow they're waiting for 500%. Because unless you're holding that coin for long term, even if you're holding that coin for long term, the thing that will help you always take profits. For example, now, if you're holding a coin for long term, you bought a coin with $100, you made 100x on that coin. Pull out your capital. Pull out your capital and pull out extra. You put $100 on coin, it did 100%. That's extra. That is extra $100. Pull out $150 and leave $50 for long term. Especially if you got into that coin early. When people told you that all these very what do you call it? These gurus in this space, like this crypto gurus, they don't leave all their profits in a trade. It's not your mama or your papa that owns the market. The market will give you profits, the market will take it away from you. We've seen it happen all the time in this crypto space. There was a dip in May. There was a dip, even this period, this December, there was a dip in, I think that was December when? I think that was December 8 or so, 6, 7, 8. Even before that, even before December 6, 7, 8. I think around 5, 4th, 5th, market started dipping and all that. And then profits went back to the market. So if you don't take from the market takes from you. So people are telling that you are holding for long term. It's not all their money they're holding for long term. More. They have taken out their profit because between a period of 1 year, a good coin would have given you at least 50% profits. So you should have taken that 50% profit out and leave what you call your hodl bag. It's called your hodl bag. That hodl bag, even if market dims, it don't concern you. If market does well, it profits you. You won't be crying. So we are holding the coin for long term. Always learn to take profits. When you hit your expected target, take out your profits and leave a hodl bag. That is how to hold for long term. You don't hold for long term by leaving everything in the market. You don't own the market. Nobody owns the market. Of course, some people have control over the market. People like our Tesla CEO, for example, Elon Musk and all, they have some sort of influence on the market or meme tokens specifically. So you don't control the market. So I'm telling you now what I will do. I will take out my profits since my target next year now, because first of all, before I can decide to start taking 100% of the coin, I want to see how the markets will go. Because in the past, after a bull year, the following year comes with a massive dip. But this time around, the narrative has changed. So most likely we won't see a massive dip, but we'll see dips at different times of the year. So my target, it will be, I will lose money by trying to target 100%, unless I bought the coin at pre-sale. It's pre-sale. Coins I bought at pre-sale that will give me 10x on listing or 5x on listing, which is what brings me to CoinList. Let me show you CoinList. Now, if you don't have CoinList accounts, if you have driver's license or international passports, I just say your slip before someone come ask me about national identity card or slip. Driver's license or international passport. You know, before I ever had to travel, I had to get one of the first reasons that made me get my international passport was even because of crypto. Before I had to travel or do anything safe. So if you can, get an international passport. It's not that expensive. At least when I did it in Enugu State, it wasn't that expensive. Or you get your driver's license. Driver's license and international passport are almost the same price, especially if you want to get your, what do they call it? It's almost the same this thing if you have to take your there's something like that. That's what they call it, Sha. By the end of the day, the running around and everything you do for your driver's license, almost everything you spend for your, unless they have increased the price, Sha, for your international passport. So let me show you CoinList. But if you're going to be successful in this space, you need, because most exchanges will be demanding KYC. Know your customer procedures, and you will need that passport to, or your ID to be able to do your KYC. They're trying to make sure that people that are on their exchange are legit people. So just trying to verify those on their exchange. Let me show you. So either you get a driver's license or you get an international passport. It will help you. You can't be in this space without an ID. You can't be in this space without an ID. And then this, if you want legit pre-sale coins, here, all their coins did amazing on listing. Of course, some of them, the coins dumped afterwards, but it doesn't change the fact that they are still legit coins. So if you want to cash out, you create accounts on CoinList. Now, my CoinList account, I don't know what they did one time, but they were restricting some accounts because of what they call it. We're using VPN and all. So please don't use VPN on CoinList though. Don't use VPN. Don't use VPN on any of your exchanges. I beg. Now this is CoinList. All their coins did well on listing. Now these days, there's what we call, CoinList has a challenge. Now these are all their coins. This is the percentage they did since they came to CoinList. I think out of all of them, only human. Or this is their current price actually. This should be their current price. This is when they came to. This is the price they came to CoinList. This is the price they came to. Listen. So now the one I did the highest was I think it was Filecoin, 3,000%. It came on 2017. Then it wasn't even popular. And they're not in a rush to list coins. They are not in a rush to list. But look at it now, since 2017, they've not even done much projects because they are very careful about the project. All the projects here now, they are cool projects. They are mostly cool projects. This one was like an airdrop to most persons in 2018. And I remember back then in 2018 that I didn't even take it serious. Now, CoinList has restrictions. Each project has a number of persons that can get into the project. So in order for some persons to get access early, they what we call the priority list. Priority list. Priority list. How do you get priority list? Priority list, you get a priority link. When they list a project, when they announce a pre-sale for a project, some persons get what they call priority link. It means that they don't buy the coin with every other person's. They get priority. How do they get priority? By what they call karma. Now, coins introduce what we call karma into their platform. You get karma by the more you use their platform. That's how you get karma. When you buy coins and stake, if you buy coins, trade on the exchange, if you notice now they have good coins. This is their exchange. If you notice they have good coins. If you use the platform, you increase your karma. That way you have a chance of getting what they call it, priority link. So people say, you see thousands of persons get into a sale of a project, and at the end of the day, only 10,000 persons will be allowed to buy the token at the end of the day. So to increase your chance of getting priority link, you use the platform and just do trades. You stake tokens there and all of that. You get karma and all. But this is one legit place. You are so sure. You buy a token. If you get into their pre-sales, by the time of listing, you are so sure of 10x or at least 5x of your money. And they regulate the amount. Can you guys hear me? You can hear me, indicator.
Yeah, yes, I can hear you, ma. I can hear you.
Okay, I was just kicked out by my network. So like I was saying, this one place you can get coins early for the get, because right these days there are so many IDO platforms there, and there's no guarantees that the coins will do well. Though I found one recently, and so far so good. The 4 coins that did IDO on them, but I told myself that come next year, the only coins I'll pay attention to are coins that are built on Polkadot, Near Platform, Algorand, which other platform again? Like I'm going to avoid Binance Smart Chain, like really, I'm going to avoid Binance Smart Chain because it is true that the platform is cheap, but there are so many scam products on Binance Smart Chain, really. So many of products. Yeah. Not like there's also good projects on the platforms, but I'll prefer Polkadot because Polkadot is a Web3 platform. Algorand, they're trying. Near has really been trying. They fund their own projects. KuCoin Labs too. KuCoin has been investing in some projects. So projects that they invest, let me show you. KuCoin Labs has been doing well. KuCoin Labs has been doing well. They've been investing in some projects. Some of their projects are good. Of course, these platforms that will not go as far as investing in anyhow project. You must have passed some things. You must pass some things for them to say, oh yeah, take money and go and work on your project. So KuCoin invests in some projects, and some of their projects are actually, look at their partnerships, and this is the reason why they support different projects. And see the project they've supported so far: Blocktopia, Swash, Unoray. So there's something that I'll also look at the platform the coin is built on. That will also influence if I'll buy it or not. I'm going to do Polkadot, KuCoin Labs, Near Protocol, Algorand, but I'm really going to stay away from, of course, I'm staying away from Ethereum because of the charges. And then I'm going to also, another place to look into is layer 2. Layer 2. You should all try to use ZK Sync. Zero knowledge rollups. Rollups really play a role because the crypto space is trying to scale. So any project that successfully brings good scaling solution to the space will do well. And ZK rollups these days are actually proving it. That ZK, that zero knowledge rollups. Zero knowledge rollups. So you see, ZK rollups, 3 cryptocurrencies to explode in 2022 and 2023. There are already information on it because they will help to enable transfers onto layer 2. This layer 1, layer 2 things, there are a lot of things to learn in 2022. Really lots of information to learn too. If you're going to maximize 2022, you need to pay attention to lots of information, lots of it. Now, ZK rollups would, do well. That's why one of the popular ZK rollups that came out is ZK Sync. ZKSync.io. ZKSync.io. They're trying to solve Ethereum scalability with zero security compromises. So I may not have to use what do they call it? Ethereum platform like that per se, unless I have to. But if I'm going to use something that's similar to Ethereum platform, is to use ZK rollups. And these people now, there's a rumor that they will do airdrop. I know how most reasonable airdrops has something to do with Ethereum. If you notice, those airdrops that are in thousands of dollars actually have something to do with Ethereum. So if you have fun, so the fee is crazy. I already did their, what they call it, moved it to this thing and then minted an NFT on a platform. They have an exchange. What's that exchange again? They have an exchange too. Also try to use their exchange. I know there's a rumor coming to this. Let me confirm. Let me confirm the exchange. They have an exchange too. They built a centralized exchange too that you can use. Zigzag exchange, yeah. Zigzag exchange. Look at their tools. They have a wallet, link scan, alternative withdrawal, social part of that, checkout, minting. I mint your NFT. It's not your regular way of minting NFTs. This one is a bit different. I already tried it. Let me show you their exchange. Zigzag dot exchange. Now there are a couple of persons you can follow on YouTube. They do well. They give very good information on YouTube. I'll show you their name. Crypto Banter is one of them. Crypto Banter on Twitter, you can follow this lady of crypto. Lady of crypto she's cool. She's really cool. She's one person that achieved her money target in crypto this year. Follow Crypto Banter. They give very educative this and they give very good recommendations too. They just recommend, they tell you the reasons why. The reason why I like Crypto Banter is because they're very honest. Like they tell you, you shouldn't get into that project now. You should get in this at this particular time. They're really, really cool. They're super cool. This space is about information. So you need to know where you need to go to. Now, this is their exchange. It's a centralized exchange powered by zero knowledge technology. This technology now will really rule scaling, Ethereum scaling. Okay, LF0, yeah. I even stopped looking to LF0. SDM. So looking to LF0. But LF0 is going to do well because LF0 is from their test nets, they've already proven to beat Solana. And so far, so good. Solana is the fastest layer 2 solution when it comes to transaction, like fastest. But now LF0, based on their testings, I know they beat Solana. So LF0 most likely is going to be the next thing. So we're going to go into LF0 together here. I'm not, there's so many things taking this space here. Sometimes it's so brain draining. But this is the exchange for ZK Sync. You have to start trading. It takes you to their trade.zigzag.exchange. You connect your wallets and all. Connect your wallets. Yeah. Do that. Now, one good thing about using Brave browser, it makes your life easier. Brave browser makes your life easier. Brave browser is also going to launch their token too. So most likely you should start using Brave browser. They now have an actual wallet where you can load up your Trust wallet or any of your wallets and then use them easily on your laptop. I don't know about their phone browser. I don't use their phone browser sharp one. So most of my system. Coming. So this is their exchange. This is their exchange. They also have a bridge. They have a bridge where you can bridge from layer 1 to layer 2, move tokens from layer 1 to layer 2. They have a bridge. So let's look into what next. I'm pointing out things that will help me make my choices next year on projects and things I'm looking into. Okay, yeah, let me point out some tokens before I get into that LF0. Sorry, yeah, if I get to LF0. At least ones are already listed. SmartPad is built on NER protocol, and And I'm keeping my fingers crossed to see that they have a project in January, Jumbo. And so far, so good. The last 4 projects they've done so far have done at least 5x. So maybe you should look into Jumbo. They're already doing their whitelisting of addresses. I shared the link in the signal room. So you just have to drop your wallet address inside of it. If your address is not there, you will not be able to participate in the IDO sale on SmartPad. So you could just try that. That sale is coming very soon, and let's see where that takes us. So if as you're getting involved in all these IDOs and stuff, just be very careful and put what you can afford to lose. Like I said, I'm staying away from enters to PSC when it comes to IDO platforms. But so many of it are not whole. So I want to look into the ones that are already listed. Metaverse tokens. So under Metaverse, okay, let me look at Web3 first. Let's look at Web3. The different categories of tokens. The different categories of tokens. Where's Web3? Number one Web3 token is another project that I'm going to really buy their tokens up is Polygon. Polygon is doing well. Polygon has proven to be a very strong platform. If you notice, most platforms are integrating going multi-chain using Polygon. So Polygon is one project that I'm going to really, really, really. It's still Polygon is still number 58, right? Okay, it's 58 for this category, but I think they're already on top 10. I know, so but probably the best they can do so from there for that price is 100x. So not 100x, sorry, 2x. That's 100%. I'm looking for Web3 category. Phantom is also doing well. Phantom category. Polkadot ecosystem. Yeah, doing well. Then one reason why you should, if you're getting engaged in gaming tokens, make sure you're getting engaged in a short-term basis, because game is one thing that people get tired of easily, because there's so many options out there. So some people can get tired of a particular game if you're not giving them what they want. And you're saying play to earn, it means people want to get benefit. There's so many play to earn out there that is actually giving people profit. Like people are playing games and actually earning without going through a lot of hurdles. Then people will migrate to them. So play to earn tokens should be for short-term and mid-term profits. You shouldn't hodl a play to earn token more than 3 months. 3 months is mid-term. More than 3 months, you should be able to give you profit within that time. Still looking for Web3 category. If I don't find it here, another one is Cosmos. I think they're doing well. Atom platform, Atom ecosystem. They're doing well too. I'm looking for Alvax. I've been doing well, but there's so many predictions that Alvax is. Well, I think I'll go into Alvax. Where is Web3? It's not highlight Web3 specifically. Well, let's look at Polkadot. Let's look at Polkadot ecosystem. Because Polkadot is Web3. Polkadot is the main Web3. Let's look at Polkadot ecosystem. Now look at Polkadot. Polkadot will still do well. Polkadot. Remember, I don't know if any of us was in the crypto system last year. One Polkadot there was up to $1,000, and they then did what we call them. They did redenomination, and they brought it back to $1. Like, it was crazy. It was a crazy stuff then. Now these are the Web3. These are Web3 tokens actually. So Web3. Qt protocol. You should get it to this token, Qt protocol. This token will do well. Qt protocol. Clover, we bought Clover on CoinList. Web3. This okay, this SDN, this is one that this guy mentioned now. Mr. Terry. The Web3 product. We'll also look at it. Saito. XOR. This one token that I knew when it was up to was just $2. And I sold early. I sold early, bought late, but I still made profit because I sold at 120. 120. Still have Poker Bridge. Exceed me. Darwinia, PCX. This R fuel. See, there's a word out on the street on it. Standard protocol, yeah, standard protocol. This thing, ENS. If you can afford ENS, you should buy ENS because ENS also play a good role. It does Ethereum name service. It will do well. ENS. It pained me that I missed that their airdrop because the airdrop was making sense. ENS. Okay, so that ones don't have data under them. Now let's before I get into, let me look at that SDN Shiden network. Mr. Terry said this is what you're talking about, right, Mr. Terry?
Yes.
Okay. So right now the market cap is just 78 million. Fully diluted market cap is 112 million. So the difference is not much. So there's no fear of inflation, and the price is wow. Okay, there's a good price to buy. Still low. Let's look at market cap. ETH was $8. Wow. So you can still do 6x. You can do up to 5x on the current price. Interesting. All-time low is 1.38. So just actually his all-time low. And security supply is 49 million. Total supply is 70 million. Okay, that's a good one. So based on tokenomics, it looks good. Based on tokenomics, it's on Polkadot. The Polkadot ecosystem. That's most likely Web3. So other information about it. And it just has the markets. It's only listed on KuCoin. Major exchanges are listed on this MXC, Gate, KuCoin, and Kraken. And it has like high liquidity on them. Then let's look at their project info. Okay, they didn't update anything here. News around it. Socials, ratings. It's nothing here. Overview. Okay. Now it's not looking to their, what do they call it? There's this thing that it doesn't have, it's not available because it's still new. Okay. Now check out their handles. I don't think I have VPN on this particular browser. I don't think this is going to open. Okay, I have on my system, so I'm just opening my system. So Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me? Okay, so sorry again, my network kicked me out again. So let me just try and wrap this up. I said 1 hour and now we're at 1 hour, 24 minutes. Okay, so this is their handle, see their social media handle, Shiden, SDN. It's on Kusama. So this most likely makes it a cool project because it's focused on layer 2 solution, reasonable solution. Then you have to also look at their partnerships, reasonable partnerships. So and their roadmap. But then I think it looks good. This shouldn't looks good. So let's look at Aleph 0. Aleph 0. So I just love this project. It what's paining me now is that I found them late. They had already done their pre-sale. So now what you're watching out for now is listing. Looking out for listing. Yeah. Aleph 0. So Ned, do you have a particular question to look out for on Aleph 0? Anything you're looking out for specifically? Okay, what my email against it? Is Ned still here? Ned, do you have any particular question you're asking about Aleph 0? Okay. Well, first off, okay, let's look at it. They just launched their mainnet. This is good news. And then look at their, okay, this is where this is their, where they be featured. Yeah, we're gonna talk about nomics too. I'll point out nomics too for you. I usually forget about nomics. Those are another place to get your data, your crypto data from. Okay. Platform overview. Now this is what they are bringing. They've been able to they surpass Solana, which means this platform now, for example, now they're going to, when they launch their own platforms, their platforms will be super. Remember, any project that is solving scalability problem is really going to do well, because that's one issue that cryptocurrency will face in the long term. Like, that's what Ethereum is facing, though most projects, it's hard to have issues with project built on Ethereum. But then for projects in the crypto space to scale, adoption is very important by an average person. And if gas fee, transaction fee for an average person is super high, it will affect the number of people that will use that platform. So which is why, see, look at what they're offering. Near free value transfer transaction, their scalability, their throughput per second. That is how fast the platform is higher than Solana. And Solana so far so good, is the highest when it comes to being fast and being cheap at the same time. When it comes to being powering platforms, we look at Polygon. Polygon is also very strong. Empowering platforms, look at Near Protocol, they are very strong too. Empowering platforms still being scalable at the same time. Because it's one thing to have a lot of platforms being built upon a particular protocol, and then it is still fast at the same time, still cheap, which is where crypto is trying to get to. And then we're going to need a level 0 in Web3. This is a Web3, it's really Web3, because look at this file storage now. Now, in Web2, we're looking at decentralized internet, which means IPFS will come into play. Like, data storage will come into play, whereby people can save and control their own data by themselves. That's really coming into play. So this level 0 is, so you should look into reading all these documents. This is what they're bringing into on board. Their protocol. So which means projects will be built on it. Cloud storage system, very important for Web3, very super important. Now, this is another area, though, the reason why FIL token will do well, because it's a filing system, it's a storage system in crypto space. And in Web3, storage system will really be scalable. Storage system will be very much needed in Web3. Then these are other ones. Multi-chain privacy layer usable across all networks that bridge to level 0. Centralized exchange, normal, it's very common. The trustless universal wallet. So means I don't even see DEX and wallets as a use case those days. So many of them outside there. Is what is the extra thing you're bringing to the table? Now these are the products they are bringing on board. Now look at it. See how this is how they're going to scale. Polkadot. This is the reason why they are building it. So these are challenges that these are challenges that the ecosystem, like the blockchain, is facing today. Privacy, security, scalability, speed, costs. If you notice, we face challenges in all these things. We face security challenges in the crypto space. We face privacy issues. We face scalability issues, speed issues, and costs too. So being able to offer cheap, but BSC offers cheap transactions, but is there security? In fact, this day itself, speed in receiving your transfer token is now like there's a delay on the network. So look at the challenges they are solving. You can read them up, and then to solve these challenges, use case and all that. This is the main reason why my eyes on this token. I can't wait for. So you can also build, eventually you can build with level 0 because of those things, scalable and all those things. So when you're building with Solana. So as soon as they launch, please grab it. You know how Solana did. Solana moved all the way from and got all the way for $200. And if they're already beating Solana, imagine where this will get to. That is their board members. You can check them out. They have very good experience. They have experience. Look at, they're well grounded in this space. They have experience. Look at the advisors. Very important. Check them out too. So see their partners and investors. their partners and investors. You can check out their investors out too. So these their documents really give every information that you need about Aleph Zero. And they've been building since, I'm so, like I said, I like projects that are not in a rush to launch. Like they're not in a rush at all. So you can pay attention to all this. So far, do you have questions? And if you have a question. Then a question, so we can call it a night. So far, so good. And I hope we learned a thing or two about what could help us next year. AppSwap. Did we learn anything or two this evening? While I check out AppSwap.
Oh, hello, good evening.
Who is greeting me?
Good evening.
Good evening, no.
This is Aisha, Madam Aisha.
Oh, good evening, ma.
How are you?
Hi, ma.
Sorry, I came in late and I forgot actually. And I saw this thing late and my network was bad. So I don't know if they're recording for this this web that you did now.
Yeah, I'm recording it.
Okay. Secondly, I want to ask about this Terra station, Terra Luna station.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another good project.
Okay. But it's like we cannot use phone to do that. It has to be laptop, right?
Okay, Terra, you're talking about you're staking
Ecosystem.
it.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that, but after signing up, I don't understand what is happening there. So it's like I'm not supposed to use my phone. That maybe I have to use the laptop to do that. I don't know.
Terra station. Okay, maybe I'll have to check out the app myself. I've not used it before. And then probably check it out on laptop to be able to guide you. I'm not using myself.
Okay.
Not using myself, yeah.
Drop it in the group when you check.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome, ma. So, okay. AppSwap is an AMM-based token exchange protocol for Arbitrum. And Arbitrum is actually turned out to be another, is a chain for, okay. AppSwap, Arbitrum. They are still new. Seems like they are still very new. There's not much updates on their platform. AppSwap. There's no link to check out. Let me check. Arbitrum is a good is a roll up. It scales. As you can see now, it's a scaling solution. For AppSwap, it means they are still coming up. For those of you looking for jobs, so they say they're hiring. They're hiring. So let me see if they're looking for, okay, mostly tech positions. Mostly, okay, if you don't see your own role, you apply here. Maybe you have a particular role in mind, you can apply there and tell them why they should employ you. And then looking for partnerships manager. Someone will look for partnerships for them. If you know how to get partnerships, you can join there. So Arbitrum has actually been doing well. I don't know if they finally gave out their if they finally did the airdrop. There was a rumor about an airdrop they were supposed to do one time. Arbitrum. But for AppSwap, nothing much is going on here. And they have Let's check the Telegram community. Not too much is going on there. So you have to just keep your eye on it. Most likely there's still a new project. There's no website, there's no nothing, no updates. Last update in the group was even update Jabba. The admin updated account. Okay. Well, apparently they've disappeared for now. Apparently they have disappeared for now. Testnet. So where did they post that particular information? Where did they post the particular information? If they just did their testnet. Did they post information somewhere? Because this is supposed to be, this is their Telegram handle. Let me see. Unless I'm on the wrong account. Or unless I'm on the wrong account, because it's showing that their last update is in September, was in September. Okay, let me see app swap. Okay, I'm coming. This was December. Let me check this other app swap. Okay. They are doing marketing. They're really doing some marketing. Okay, I think there's a new account, which is different from the one I went to. Okay. This should be the main account. Okay, this should be the main account. Okay, yeah. I can see the app swap official. It means that the other account is not, either it's not the real account or they abandoned the account. Okay, please, this is another reason why you need to check well. So now it's why you should check that. Apparently now there are 2 accounts on Twitter, and okay, I found their main account. This visual space, I have to show you where. Okay, pitch and Arbitrum. Arbitrum is really, they're doing well. They're doing well. The project looks, oh, it has already been audited. Now, I have to check out for the audits. They've been audited already, so, and this is their Telegram. But they are still very new. Still very, 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 very new. Still very new, very new, very new. You check out their details, just keep an eye on them, Sha. Arbitrum they are built on is cool. It's very cool. This is their swap. My challenge is, I hope it's not the only thing they're offering, because there are just too many swaps out there. Arbitrum is already a scalable platform. And of course, making it easy to swap on Arbitrum is a good thing. I don't think Arbitrum has that so many apps yet. So not bad. But I think they still have more to do. They don't have much information yet to update anyways. Just keep an eye on it. That's all. There is no, check out their LinkedIn account. Check if they have, I don't think they have, let me see their Medium. Testnet launch. Okay. Their vision. Okay. Okay. These are the first decks on arbitrum, which might go far, just like any swap. Any swap, their token is now over $10. And I remember when they were still at $1. So they are first, usually things that are first on a platform do well eventually. If you can wait to, if they are the first, and Arbitrum itself. Remember what I said about anything that can handle Ethereum scalability. They don't have much content on their listing yet. They don't have much content yet here. Just keep an eye on it anyways. Their token is coming too. Their token is coming. So maybe is to use Arbitrum, use their swaps too, just in case it to airdrop. Use Arbitrum, use their swaps, just in case they decide to do airdrop. So just keep an eye on it, Sha. Pastor Dave. Just keep an eye on it. Especially using their platform, just in case they do an airdrop. Since their app, I don't think the token has been launched yet. Use Arbitrum, use their swap. So any other question? So I can call it a wrap. Let me mention something. Remember I said gaming tokens are for short-term and mid-term. If you want a long-term token, focus on the blockchains that are built on. Hodl the protocols instead. Hold the protocol tokens instead of the gaming tokens for long-term. If you want a long-term token, look at the protocol. Look at those Metaverse projects. For example, now Sand and Mana. Sand and Mana are like they are first there. Look at Veracity. What are all those names of those platform tokens? Polkadot. Those platforms that enables you to build on top of them. Hodl their tokens for long term. But for short term, do gaming tokens, but make sure you research very well, because very soon we'll have so many of it as usual that are not legit or that are for quick cash out. And then pay attention to, even if you want to do any launchpad or anything, pay attention to launchpads on every other, the ones I mentioned, Polygon, Near, KuCoin Labs, all those ones. At least those ones you can get in early on a token at pre-sale price, and hopefully you can make 3x, 4x on your coin. And then I will see you in our subsequent classes come next year. Keep an eye on Aleph Zero. I think I will look out for more information on Aleph Zero and I'll share in the group. Because I personally need that coin. It's going to be my long-term hodl. Aleph Zero will be my long-term hodl, personally. So, any other question? Any other question? All right, no question. So, Happy New Year in advance, and take advantage of opportunities. Every opportunity, take advantage of it. Seize it with your two hands. Pursue knowledge, pursue information. Money did this space, so money did this space, but it's only for those who follow principle and who are prompt. Yes, as I mentioned, before I go, YouTube channels. This guy, follow for Twitter, follow this lady, Lady of Crypto. She's good. I missed, she was letting some people in on her Discord channel, and I missed it by 6 minutes. In 1 minute, she already got, her target was to get what they call it, getting only 1,000 people, and she let in 1,700, and I was so late. So late. She mentions coins that she's trading. She mentions coins that she's holding and all. Well, I said she got COVID, but she'll be fine. She'll be fine, hopefully. She started a YouTube channel. She has only a couple of videos there. Let's look at YouTube. Follow these people, Crypto Banter. They are very, very, very knowledgeable. Crypto Banter and Chico Crypto. They don't do shillings. Even if they're going to do, they will tell you. Crypto Banter. They're also on Twitter. Very like they teach a lot. They see now they've been teaching for the past few days on different things in crypto. You can learn a lot. They share tokens, updates, and also this one set of people I discovered, and they've been good. All right, so see you next year. Bye.